Hi guys, it's me Alex, and I guess what today is Saturday. As you can see, very weekend clothes in my beautiful home office. Remember, I work from home, so every day is kind of like a weekend for me. But we're gonna be talking today. Does dispatcher work on weekends? Do you have to work on weekends? And what do you have to do on weekends? Do you even want to become a dispatcher? Because if you have to work 24/7, maybe this is not your dream job. That's what we're going to be talking today about. And hopefully, I'm going to see some friendly faces. Please make sure you ask me questions because today we're going to do something new. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I run my dispatch service on weekends, and then I'm going to answer the live phone calls. So if you have any questions regarding trucking, and please let's keep it to the trucking. So all the personal questions which are not related to logistics, to booking loads, to opening trucking company, we're not gonna answer. Plus, you're gonna be live, so we're gonna hear you with all other viewers. So weekend flow. We're gonna go back to understanding. Well, are you a company dispatcher or you are independent dispatcher? Are you the owner of the company who is also dispatching your trucks? It's three different categories. And let's start with a company dispatcher. Of course, you're going to be only an employee, which usually works from Monday to Friday. If the company has more than 6, 7 trucks, they would have somebody who is going to take over on weekends and at night shift, right? But sometimes people still struggling. They cannot afford to have the extra person to take care of those night shifts or weekend. So they will tell, well, you are my dispatcher and this is your job because I am paying you so much more for dispatching my trucks. Well, there's an agreement between you and the person who owns the trucking company, right? Here's my suggestion. If it's a smaller company, guys, you cannot be 24/7, right? So the owner of the company has to realize that just because I am your dispatch service, I will not be on call 24/7 unless we agreed on extra pay, and then maybe I am personally gonna hire somebody who is gonna work on my team and who is gonna take care of those things. Or if I want to be that superwoman who takes care of everything 24/7, maybe I'm gonna do that, but it has to be extra pay. Nobody works for free. You do not owe anybody 24/7, 365 a day just because they dispatch your trucks. So I really want people to understand that. Same as the drivers, they work hard, and just because he's your driver, you cannot push him, you cannot deny his vacation time, you cannot tell him, oh, we have to keep going because market is slow. It doesn't work like that. You guys want to survive in this trucking, everybody needs to have kind of vacation time, break time from trucking, because sometimes our brains already exploding with loading, unloading, cancellation, detention, tonal, all these things we deal on daily basics, right? So company dispatchers, you guys kind of off of hook unless it's a smaller company. Today I actually was talking to my friend. She took my class I believe a year ago, and we became friends. She is in Chicagoland, and we were just talking how summer going on, where we're gonna go finally have some dinner or lunch. And she was a little bit kind of upset today, and I'm like, what's going on, Lily? And she's like, can you believe I had to wake up 5 in the morning because my driver was unloading today and I had to give him the lumper fee? Well, she works Monday to Friday. That girl works really hard. She goes to the office, she wakes up, she does her job, she does all those extra steps, which I am teaching. She does it even better than me because she calls, she verifies, she talks to her driver, she's making sure under the control. But is it fair for her to wake up today, 5 a.m., just because driver needs a lumper for unloading? And here we're going back to building that responsibility and team between driver and dispatcher. Well, driver can call after hours to the broker and get the lumper check, right? 5 in the morning. Let's say driver does not want to do that. Then the owner of the company has to step in, and then you wake up 5 in the morning because your dispatcher should not do that on her day off. And even if it's not a day off, nobody's gonna wake up 5 in the morning. So all company has to change the way they handle in lumper, or drivers have to be retrained, but it has to be respect to dispatchers as well. And you know me, I am always on the side of dispatchers, but I'm also on the side of the owners of the company because I am also owner of the company. And I'm also on the side of the drivers because without drivers, we cannot run this business. So sometimes you cannot just tell that, oh, Alex is always protecting dispatchers. No, I'm not protecting dispatchers. A lot of dispatchers should not even be dispatchers because we have so many so many dispatchers who have no clue what they're doing, right? So if you work for the company like that, I really want you to have a talk, normal talk, and explain that you also need your time off and you would love to help them out. But something like lumper at 5 a.m. on Saturday or Sunday 3 a.m. should be handled by the owners of the company. So, this is my opinion. But for example, giving an update over the phone when we have all the emails nowadays, all the technology, I think something like this can be done, right? I can log in for 5-10 minutes, even on Saturday, and I can give updates to all of my brokers if I know that I have drivers loading and unloading. Well, that's company dispatchers. Now everybody wants to be independent dispatchers, right? Guys, you want to be independent dispatchers. You want to do everything. You even advertise in all your flyers 24/7. I am dispatching you 24/7. Please don't advertise that. We're not 24/7 machines. You're not a robots. So stop advertising that. You're going to do your best and you're still going to manage your working hours. Otherwise, why do you want to become a dispatcher? So you sit there from morning till dusk and you still don't have time for your family because now you take in extra responsibility. Well, if you book the load, if everything is under control, if your weekend is pre-booked and your drivers understand what they have to do, for example, on Saturday, Sunday, they'd better call on Friday to dispatch themselves to verify that load is going to be ready, that they have the tracking, that they have all the details, all the pickup numbers, all the Porsche's numbers, then you okay to go. But if you as a dispatcher do not do those steps, of course a nightmare is going to happen, and usually they happen on weekends because most of you guys do not verify your shippers and receivers on Saturday, Sunday. So a lot of times brokers give you the load which has to pick up on Saturday and you're like, "Okay, it's good. I have the load on Saturday. My driver is going to unload and he's going to get loaded." But then what's happening then? Well, then that shipper is not even working after 12 and your rate confirmation said that it's first come first serve from 9 till 3 p.m. Whose job is this to verify? Your job, dispatcher. When do you have to do it? On Saturday morning, or should have you done on Friday when you book that load? Well, on of course on what? On Friday, right? But you are independent service. Do you need to give updates during the weekend? Well, I personally do. I do take my time. It doesn't matter if I am traveling. It doesn't matter if I am partying. It doesn't matter if I am getting to dates or dinners or whatever. I do take moment because I know that I need to give update. So 10 minutes while I am having my coffee on Saturday or Sunday, I am emailing all my brokers, right? For example, today I had 3 guys who were picking up the loads. And here is a simple request. It came at 8:21. I gave update back at 9:30. No, I'm not waking up at 7 on Saturday. I'm not waking up at 6 on Saturday. I'm waking up at 9, 9:15. So that's when I gave my updates, right? So 9:30, when I made my coffee, I send it back. So after our team, for example, for Ellen Lan, they have a big team. So they just simply asking, hello team, please update. If the trailer got loaded in Stockton, California, also update on in and out time and a current location. And here sometimes is a question, and we get frustrated as a dispatchers, right, guys? Why would brokers ask us for update if my guy is tracking? He's on micro tracking. And that's a question I usually ask the broker even on weekend. I said, well, here you go. We got loaded, but you guys are tracking him. Don't you see his location? But before I get that sassy, guys, I look if he's really tracking. Because every time broker sends you tracking to your driver, you can also see it whatever they use. If they use Forecast, you can log into Forecast and you can see if your driver is tracking. You can see on MicroPoint, you can see on all other apps, you can see on the brokers app. For example, if you use Coyote, GB Hunt, TQL, if you did assign the driver and he is tracking, you can log in and you can see if he does not have problem with his phone, because a lot of times when we go cross country and we go through the areas where the signal is not that strong, sometimes they are not able to see your driver maybe for half hour or 20 minutes. It even happens with a GPS, right? It depends which area we're going through. So if I verified that he's tracking, I'm still responding to them. Well, we're on schedule, but I'm also gonna kind of give them a hint, guys. He's tracking, he's on time. So tomorrow, please just check the app. Do not email me tomorrow on Sunday, because on Sunday, maybe I want to sleep until 10 a.m., right? But doesn't matter what. I check my email in the morning on Saturday and Sunday. I check my email at night before I go to sleep. All my drivers who load or unload on Saturdays or Sundays, they already train. They already understand that I am a human being. I also have family, kids, whatever, my garden, right? My friends, my life right now, right? So they are always just texting me, got loaded, everything's fine. So they don't really bother me extra time. If you have a driver who is bored on Saturday, Sunday, and he's going to be calling you a million times, then of course you need to kind of learn how to build the boundaries, right? Because otherwise, you guys not going to love dispatching. For the owners of the companies, the small companies, well, you guys need to step in, right? Sometimes you need to kind of stop being that big bosses just because you got 3 trucks, and you need to do an extra job. Everybody has login to the email, so you can answer, you can give update, and you cannot just blame dispatcher. Well, did you see that they email you at 1 p.m. on Saturday and you did not respond? Well, sorry, but it's not my business. I am just a dispatcher. The guy has a load. He is on track. So if the broker asking extra information, you as the owner can answer, right? And it's me. You guys know me. I am direct. I am not gonna let anybody to dictate that, oh, you my dispatcher, you need to do this, this, and this. Yeah, I'll do what I have to do. And believe it or not, I'm very responsible person. I'm kind of workaholic, but sometimes people get used to this and they start pushing extra stuff on you, something which is not relating already to loads, to safety, to compliance. So now if you always gonna say yes, 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 you're gonna start be looking for their shops, you're gonna start negotiating their fuel, you're gonna start doing lots and lots of things. So it seems like it is your business. But guys, if you get compensated and they pay you, then go ahead and do it. But if they only pay you for dispatching, do your dispatching well, and discuss what are your duties and responsibilities, right? And today is Saturday, so it's not a training session where we're gonna learn so many things. But how do you know where your drivers is? Again, you guys have to do what? You guys need to make sure that you have login to all the EODs, right? So I have all my logins for all the carriers. I am not texting them, oh, where are you located? When are you going to be there? How many hours you have on your cycle? Do you have enough time to pick up this load? If you guys do not have login to ELD, you will never become professional dispatcher. And if the owners of the company who are hiring you telling you, well, no, it's not a big deal, you don't need to know that, well, this is a big sign that you're not going to be able to succeed. You're going to do a lot of mistakes. Your drivers and you're going to have a disconnect, because a lot of times drivers don't really think ahead, right? So when you book in, pre-booking loads, it's gonna go wrong. That's why a lot of people are afraid of pre-booking loads, because they cannot really calculate hours of service. They don't know their drivers. And you need to know your drivers, because every driver is different. Some drivers cannot drive 600 miles a day. Some drivers are not planning the way they go, so they lose their time by not taking the right exit or something. Some drivers have their routine. He wants to first go and have a breakfast, and he doesn't want to sleep at the shipper or receiver because he wants to be at truck stop. So that driver is kind of taking longer every day. Can you take the shorter loads with 500 miles for this driver? Not really. Even 500 is not going to be doable. So for this guy, you need to take 750, 800 miles for 2-day transit, right? Some guys are slipping on shippers, receivers time. Sometimes they are organized. They know what they do. They don't really do mistakes on their logbook. They pre-plan their park and they pre-plan their break. So that's easy. Do we have drivers like that? Yes, we do. We have a lot of good drivers, drivers who understand that communicating with a dispatcher is important, but also doing their part of the job is important, right? I'm going to answer a few questions. So guys, here we're going to answer a few which I see right now from the followers, right? Then I'm going to post my phone number, right? And I will receive probably 2-3 live phone calls. But guys, again, if you call me right now, you have to introduce yourself. And this has to be something with trucking industry. It has to be something with dispatch. Maybe you struggling with something, right? I will answer. So just remember, we are live, so no bad words, no nonsense, please, because we're trying to change trucking for better. So first, I want to say hello. I wanted to learn how to dispatch. Okay. Well, you can learn with our classes. We have our website, all the classes there. If you like the way I teach, if you gonna put an effort, right? Then you can sign up for my classes. If you think that by taking class and not putting effort that you're gonna succeed, then probably you should find a different class, because I am direct. I want you to do your homework. I want to make sure that you also are learning, right? Because we are getting rid of desperate dispatchers. So again, many of you know our website. You can go to our home and all the classes are here, right? All the upcoming classes. This is going to change after my life, because dispatch class is sold out for August. So I'm going to update that. I forgot to do it yesterday. It is sold out. You can learn. You need to find a foundation. You need to understand all the process, paperwork, load boards, equipment. How does it go? And then you can start working. If you just want to start dispatching without basic knowledge, it will be challenging and it will be hard for you to get carriers. So let's see. Hello, nice lovers. Is the load prices going to be good in the winter time? Well, again, guys, I don't have a crystal ball, right? I am not here playing tarot cards. Seems like we're going to have a challenging year. It is going to be challenging. Prices went down again in August. So let's see the trend lines right now. So if we're going to go and look what's going on, let's look at the trend lines. So for the last week, where are we at? Compared to other weeks and my internet. Okay, so look at this. August, we went down. I remember the students who were in my June class, what did they said? That we're gonna see decrease. Look at this. It's 293 now for reefers, but remember, guys, this is a loaded miles. So if you add your empty miles, you actually probably running all miles together around 270 for reefers. For drive-in, we are at 230, 240 for all miles. So this is calculated on loaded miles, and it's calculated on a little bit longer miles. So this data is based from 600 to 850 miles load. So one more time, if we are talking about shorter loads, if you book in the load for 300 miles, 400, of course you cannot do it for 240 or 257. It should be at least 320, 340. But if you are going cross country now, well, you're gonna see this gonna go down because it's a long distance. So that 257, 240 is gonna become 230 now, right, guys? So when the people are calling you and they are offering you dispatch and they are promising you that all your miles are gonna be $3, $4 per mile, this is a official BS, guys, right? And I can tell you this because nobody can dispatch trucks now unless you are a big mega carrier and you have dedicated lanes and you had a contract. So maybe you do have those contracts which you started and you were actually discussing this in the beginning of the year. Now it is a spot market. So if you're gonna call your carriers and you're gonna promise them that they're gonna have $4 per mile, this is would be a lie. And if somebody can prove me wrong, please, we're gonna be answering the phone calls right now. So if you really have long miles and we're talking about 600 to 800 and all your miles are $4, please tell me where those loads exist, who are the brokers, what is a commodity, and how come you're not dispatching all USA trucks, because you should be the one who should be on YouTube teaching this. I would take your class, believe it or not. If you can show me the way to dispatch trucks now for $3 per mile on all miles, we're not talking about short miles, we're not talking about local runs, then I will sign up for your class and I will learn from you. Okay, let's see. So first, do you, okay, I like these questions. Do you have to be a certain age to dispatch? Well, I had students who started when they were 16. I had two girls, they were 16 a year ago. Now both of them dispatch, and one even runs a safety for their family. So I think 16, if you're responsible, if you are really like study oriented person, you can start. And the oldest student I had in my class was actually 82 years old, who's still running his business, his dispatch business, safety, and even has trucks. So look at this, 62 to 82. Well, I guess this is, we're gonna put it like possible age, right? Do you have to be certain age? Is it too late to start? It's like anything in life. Is it too late to start to be a dispatcher? No, it's not. Is it too late to quit the job and start something new? No, it's not. But it's something that you have to be willing to take a risk. You need to invest. And we know already, what do you have to invest? Well, you need to get at least some training which is going to give you foundation. And it doesn't matter if it's going to be my training, somebody else, but seems like lately I'm getting all the students who already took 1, 2, 3 trainings with somebody else, and finally they get into me. Probably they like my details. They like my pushiness. They like me asking them to do extra things as a dispatcher. So probably they like my personality. Some people cannot stand me, and I'm okay with that. But is that too late to become a dispatcher? No, it's not too late. And I don't think we have the gender or nationality or background or age or anything which can stop you from this, right? It's all in your hands, as long as you understand that dispatching is can be stressful. It's multitasking. You need to have communication skills. You have to have logical thinking, right? And you have to be blah 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 blah, but make sense, right? You need to connect with the people. Is it possible to do? For some people it's fast, it's natural, right? For some people it takes a little confidence boost, but I do believe that a lot of people can become dispatchers if they learn the stuff and if they practice, because questions are the same. The questions you're going to ask the brokers, they're going to be the same over and over and over. Our equipment, well, how many types of equipment we have? What, 20, 35 different types of trailers, but mostly you're going to be working with dry vans, reefers, step decks, RGMs, low boys, box trucks, straight box. How long does it going to take you to learn those specifications? Well, week or two. Right now, my students already preparing that before the first class in August. When commodities, well, how long is it going to take you to understand what grows in USA, what productions we have, what manufacturing, what is the export, what is the import, which states do you want to go to? Well, maybe another few weeks of you going over data, of you finishing the first homework, which I am sending to you before even the first class. So let's say it's going to take you 2 months of studying hard. And when people say, well, it's a lot of investment. Okay, the class is $900. You need 2 monitors if you want to start to dispatch. You need a desktop. You need maybe some few Adobe DC or any PDF reader, because you're going to be creating and signing the paperwork. You need probably smartphone, because with the scans and everything else, if you really want to make your life easy, you're going to add the landline. So we're talking maybe investment of what, $3,000, $4,000. Well, guys, go sign up for any college, right? Most of you already finished colleges. How much are your student loans? How much? 30,000, 45, 60, 80? And you go and you start working for $13 an hour? Well, I think investing in yourself 4,000 and finally becoming your own boss, it's worth it, right? So to become a dispatcher, it's not that costly. It's possible, and it's all up to you. So there is an answer for that question. When we talk about opening trucking company, well, it's totally different topic, and you'd better know how to calculate your profit and loss. You'd better be prepared for the insurance cost, higher in safety compliance, because a lot of you gonna jump into trucking, but you're not gonna survive. You're not even gonna pass your first new entrant audit. And why? Not because you did not have enough money, because you were not prepared. That's why we do the webinars on how to prepare yourself, how to make sure you have enough money, how to cut the corners and not to cut some corners, right? Because trucking is expensive, and we are regulated on a lot of levels: federal, state level, local level. So it's a lots and lots of things to put in your mind before you jump into opening trucking company, right? Even to become an owner operator. I had a friend, and I mean, not friend, the student. She actually won the safety class, right? Her name is Victoria. So she asked me question, and she said, Alex, do you recommend for my husband right now to buy a truck? Because everybody's saying that he should become owner operator, he should buy the truck, and they save some money, they want to pay it fully in cash. And this, for me personally, this is the biggest mistake you can do. First, don't ever pay your truck fully, completely. Make sure that you go and you just finance. Give the down payment, 5, 10,000. You need to have backup money. You can go and buy your trailer if you don't just put all your money just in a tractor. Secondary, now with a low market, the best position, guys, hear me out. The best position is right now to be a driver in a good company who has a brand new 2021-22 Freightliner and Volvo, right? That company which kind of kisses your little butts because they need drivers. The best position right now is to be a driver because the pay for the drivers went up so high that if you think you're going to make more money with being an owner operator in this market, well, that means that you don't read the data, you don't calculate your cost per mile with insurance, being a new company, buying the overpriced trucks, trailers, going on your own without experience. Well, it is possible, but not now. And again, I'm not a guru. This is just from my own experience. So for people who debating, I would wait. I would just keep working hard, save that money, and see what are we going to be facing after New Year's, right? And this is my personal opinion. What else? So, or after hours team, hold on. Control what you can and get ahead of what you can. My dispatch motor. Well, this is a good motor. Yes, we have to pre-plan. We have to make sure our flow is easy. And the only way to do that is to do extra steps. So this is just organizing your process, right? Organizing how you work, the steps has to be done, making sure that everything is on your phone because nowadays technology step up so fast. And again, who don't see the name, Facebook user, being a human from the beginning with some broker shippers is a huge help to yourself. Yes, exactly. And sometimes we're not in a good mood and maybe we don't sound that good. And just, you know what? Sometimes you have to stop yourself. You know what? Sorry, I'm having a rough day. I did not mean to take it off on you, right? It just been stressful because one broker cancel on me, another broker cancel on me. So maybe our conversation is not going the way. So realize that sometimes you need to back off because you have another person, same going through the stuff. So actually being professional and sweet talking, it's gonna get you to better results. Okay. What else? Hello, Alex. Hello to everyone. Okay. What if something to know about flatbeds other than weight, measures of commodity and type of where, how can I learn when I'm more hands-on person? Well, we do touch up on all the stuff with the flatbeds. You need to make sure you have all the equipment they have. You need to understand how you can combine full loads, partial loads. And again, it's going back to understanding the map of USA. Okay. Where is the steel? Right? Where is the steel? Where is the building materials? Where is the pipes? Where's stuff going on right now, right? Where is the construction? So this is just general data. And we have Google, we have national data. You can go to manufacturers, you can call and see how much they produce. And after a while, you're gonna understand where to go and not to go, right? Because if you go to the state where does not have any manufacturing, what is your flatbed is gonna pick up besides the cheap hay and maybe some, I don't know, some feed for animals, because the state which does not have factories, which does not manufacture maybe auto parts or machinery, or doesn't have lumber or doesn't have coil. So that's why start learning each state. What is growth there? What is production there? What is the export? How much? What are the biggest companies' names, right? So you can start putting that USA map like, okay, here's here, here's here, here's here, right? Okay. Hello. Hello. Are you still considering a broker course? I would take that. The broker course, it's only on a private matter because I decided not to create bunch of people who gonna who gonna start kind of thinking that they can become brokers. I think it's a wrong idea on Facebook and on all the Instagram and whoever teaches the classes. They just add the brokers class as an extra money making. And I can tell you this, to become a broker, you have to be ready to run the business. You need to have some skills under your belt to actually even take that responsibility. So for me personally, I'm just doing it in private matter. So far, it's not going to go and scale as a dispatch, because first, I do believe we need to change the dispatch part of this industry. Dispatchers need to become better. They need to do the better job. So no, not at the moment, but our mentoring is coming back in September. So everybody who've been waiting, yes, we are going back to mentoring, right? Okay, what else? Hi, Alex, for time on your love. Okay, official BS. Yes, that's right. We don't do official BS. So here, guys, um, you have my number, right? I'm still gonna answer a few questions. So if you want to be live, if you don't mind to be on a face right now on Facebook, on YouTube, you can call me. I will answer. And again, I just really ask, can it be related to trucking? If that's something you really want to discuss, maybe you're struggling with something, then guys, well, we can talk about it, right? Let's keep it civil. Let's keep it with a nice manner. So here's my phone. Whoever calls me, I will answer maybe 2, 3 calls, and maybe we can do this practice, like, like fun on Saturday afternoon when I have time. We can do this. But so far, I will be seeing other brokers see the fuel prices. Well, they should see the fuel prices when they negotiate those prices, right? When they negotiate those prices for shippers and receivers, they should understand the cost of trucking. But do they really care? A lot of brokers don't really care. So they just want their cut. And remember the short video when we had a class, like, oh, we charging $900, but we're gonna give you only $400, right? So you want to keep $300, $400 in your pocket when it's gonna cost my guy to run it and pay the driver. So what is he making? He's making $50. This is a business. And the answer is, well, oh, we have other people on the line who is gonna take it. And that's a problem is not the brokers. Problem is not the government. Problem, guys, it's all you who don't understand that we have to get united and we have to say no. We're not taking the freight. And maybe if all of us would go on a strike for 1 week, government will look into it, shippers will look into it, receivers will look into it, because you know how many people would be losing money because they are not making money on freight which are not delivered for them. So in the end of the day, we cannot start saying the brokers are bad. No, guys, we need to unite together, right? And that's why I'm going on YouTube. That's why I'm doing mentoring. That's why I have members, because if we can start doing better and saying no to nonsense, maybe we can change this industry for better. So again, now is the time. So if you are in position and you want to call me, I will answer right now and we can discuss what you're dealing with. Of course, if you guys shy and you afraid that somebody can hear your name or whatever, then I guess we're not going to have this experience. I thought that it would be something new that we can add to our channel, that we can actually present real people on the channel. And lately, actually, I was thinking that I'm going to start visiting truck stops and I'm going to start interviewing the real truck drivers and seeing what is their disconnect between the drivers and dispatchers, between the drivers and management, between all of this logistics circle. So guys, I'm waiting for phone call. Whoever calls, I will answer. Again, you have my number, 224-600-3200, and we can do it right now. But let's continue, since seems like you guys are afraid to be public. Don't be afraid to be public. You are amazing human beings who are changing trucking for better. And only together we can do this change. Okay. Which course of yours would you recommend to take first for dispatcher? Well, first, you should start with our dispatch training, right? Our August training or our October training. And then you should add safety and compliance and maybe IFTA, because it will make a difference. It will make a difference for you as well, because you're going to get extra knowledge, you're going to have extra confidence, and you will help your career to succeed. Okay, we have Shirley Smith. I hope you're doing your homework. The class is coming up. You're going to receive the last zones today, but we are starting strong. Okay, we are getting close to $4 most of the time, but we run Conestogas only, coast to coast, of course, not for dollars, but we pass on a lot of cheap rates. Here's Ken. So here's the difference. He has $4 per mile, not on a coast to coast, on a shorter, but why he has it? Because he has a specialty equipment, right? He has Conestoga. So Conestogas, low boys, oversized loads, of course, they'd better be $4, $3.50, $5 per mile, because otherwise it's not gonna make sense. So Ken, yes, great job. But here's the thing. He put in his comment, we run Conestogas only. For the newbies, when they hear $4 and you do not add that it's for Conestogas, they think, well, I can just do a little straight box for $4 per mile. No, doesn't happen. I can run the drive-in and go coast to coast $4 per mile. No, doesn't happen. But when specialty equipment, and plus right now, it's still summer, right, Kim? So what's gonna happen when the winter's gonna come in, when the snow's gonna come in, when construction's gonna stop, when the road fixing is gonna stop? Well, he's not gonna see that $4, so he'd better work hard right now, make sure that he manages his money as a company. And I wish that Ken would call me right now and talk about it, because I know that Ken runs his company well, and it would be nice to hear from him. Does he put the money aside to maintenance, for example, to breakdowns, to the times when the market is gonna go down? Because it will gonna go down due to what? Not even to things going on, but due to the weather changes. So it will affect our step decks, flatbeds, our Conestogas, right? So that's what we see. And it's going to start probably in November, and it goes usually to February. Unless what? Unless Ken is located on West Coast. So there's still, if he goes, I don't know if he goes all the way to California. I'm not sure right now where Ken is, but I do believe that they're in Oregon, right? I do. So if they are only in Oregon, if they go only West Coast, or they do get out. So it depends where you located, right? But yes, so good job, Ken. Specialty equipment, right? Specialty equipment has to be compensated better. So it used to be that Conestogas, we were closer to 450 to 60 when market was stronger, but still, even now, you have to be at that $4 mark, because you have more expenses. You have to pay your driver a little bit more, and equipment cost also a little bit more. The good Conestoga trailer is not cheap, and it's extra work involved. So good job. Who else we have here? I guess no one's calling, guys. Well, I thought we're gonna have phone calls. I guess everybody's afraid to be live and ask their questions. One more time, it's 224-600-3200. I'm waiting for that magical phone call. I even put my phone on a charger. Alex, you're so inspiring, confident style teaching person. I learned so much, even from the free videos. Planning to take your training courses. Well, thank you so much. А можна ссылку сайта, чи можливо почути скидку на курс? Пішов працювати як диспетчер, дуже багато інформації і нюансів. Yes, you can see our website, learndispatchtoday.com, right? So, можливо отримати скидку на курс. Пішов працювати як дуже багато інформації і нюансів. Well, we had our special running for holidays. We're going to have our special running for Labor Weekend, guys. So whoever's going to be signing up for October, make sure on Labor Weekend you can sign up and get that $100 off. Правда, поки що безплатно працюю. Практика. Well, if you're there in a company already, right, Oleg, why don't you ask them to teach you, right? They have to teach you. They have to show you how to do it. They have to make sure that you understand the basics. Because if you just sitting there, especially for free, and you just looking at somebody making phone calls, you're never gonna become dispatcher because usually dispatchers are busy, right? And this every dispatcher has their own style. And some people can really be a good dispatchers, but they cannot explain, right? Not everybody can teach. I think it has to be a personality and probably a gift of teaching, right? Not everybody can be a teacher. That's why I'm so lucky that I probably got it from my mom, who was a teacher, my grandma, who was a teacher. So in my family, everybody was teaching, and I love teaching. I wish I would be teaching literature and languages, right? But I'm teaching trucking, and I love it because I just love to share the information, and I like to make sure that my succeed. Well, email me and we'll see what we can do for you. I see that you Ukrainian, so maybe there's special Ukrainian discounts gonna be going on, right? Support people from your own country, and we do that all the time. So make sure you email me learndispatchtoday@gmail.com. Okay. Do you ever have meet in person with the drivers? Yes, of course, I do meet in person with the drivers because we do have drivers, right? We do have drivers in our company. And of course, I do hiring, I do safety. So, of course, I do meet with them in person. But I deal with a lot of drivers for years who I've been doing their safety, compliance, opening companies for them. And I've never seen them in person, but nowadays with the technology, of course, we see each other through the Zoom meetings and all the Google meetings. But yes, I do a lot of business with people who I never met personally, but it's possible. So that's why we have teams which are located in a different countries. We have teams which are running dispatch services from Asia, from Eastern Europe, from South America, everywhere, because nowadays with technology, it's very easy. Even teaching classes online, right? How many people took the classes from different countries from us? We have again students who sign up, for example, from Serbia. I guess we had a few students from Serbia. They did like my teaching. So now I got a flow of Serbian teachers, I mean, students. A few months ago, I was feeling like I was a star in Uzbekistan and Tajikistan because I had a lot of students from those countries and I had a flow. But then they did not like me because I made a video of how not to kill trucking, and some countries were called. So probably they took it personally. Guys, don't take it personally. We have honest people, we have great people in every country, in every state. It's all about your mind and your knowledge, right? So don't take it personal. But yeah, I will call out the people who scam this industry. I'm trying to change this for better. Okay. Do you ever have, okay, we answered that. Hi, Tatiana. Okay. Is it available in Google? What is available in the Google? I mean, I don't understand that. Thanks for the answer. 100%. No to the nonsense. Yes, no to the nonsense because it is too much nonsense. Love to all of you guys. Я бы позвонил, но я в Украине. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody calls. I guess nobody wanted to take a chance to discuss what they are missing right now. Again, guys, I'm here still for 5 more minutes. What else do you have to do as a dispatcher? Well, giving updates, pre planning, making sure that your paperwork is always up to date. So, when we are talking about paperwork, well, we're talking about probably making sure that when you guys discuss, right, when you book the loads, you have to put those loads in TMS, tracking management software, or if you have factoring, you have to make sure that you do it right away. See, like this load is not invoiced this, so that means these loads are not delivered. But did I do the good job as a dispatcher? Yes, I book them, I assign them to the drivers, I upload them. So when the load's gonna get delivered over weekend, Saturday, Sunday, on Monday, it's gonna be easy for me, right? It's gonna be easy to go with the floor because invoicing has to be done on time, especially if you guys working for smaller carriers. It's a lots and a lots of things. Do we have anybody who is calling me, guys? Come on. I go on live and I don't even scared of being here. Look at me in some gym dress, I went for a walk. I did my stuff, pick up my tomatoes, and I decided to talk about this question which have been asked a few times before people were signing up for this class. And they were asking if I have to work on Saturday, Sunday, if I have to work after 5, if I can do it a part-time. Let's go back to this. Can I do it part-time, right? Чи можу я робити цю роботу тільки після обіду? Right? I ask that in Ukrainian. Могу ли я делать эту работу только пару часов и быть диспетчером? No, guys, no and no. If you have a second job or other business which can take time afternoon and night or maybe on weekends, then yes. But dispatchers have to work in the morning, right? Dispatchers have to book their loads in the morning. So we usually wake up at 7 and you can be done by 12:01 if you do everything correct. It depends where your trucks. If you pre-booking, then yeah, you can have an extra job on a side afternoon, or maybe if you can multitask, right, you can do it, right? You can be insurance agent, right? Look at me, I'm insurance agent, I'm life insurance agent, I'm still a real estate agent, I teach classes, I run dispatch service, I own trucking company, I do a lot of things, right? So yeah, is it possible to do a lot of things in your life? Yes, if you organize, if that's what you want, you can do a lot of things. But our hours have to be there. You have to be available in the morning because all the booking starts in the morning, right? Okay, any other questions? Thanks a lot for video. Hello, Alex. Take the company dispatch if okay. Hello, Alex. Do you take new companies to dispatch? And yes, what percentage? I do take new companies to dispatch with my experience because I'm not going to be only doing your dispatch. I don't believe in only dispatch. I also going to be watching for your safety and compliance because I want to make sure that you succeed and everything is done correctly and you know how to watch for your safety and compliance. So yes, we do charge 10% and we do take cares, but I do not work with box trucks. I do not work with a power only. I do not work with a straight trucks. People ask me why. Why? Because you cannot do everything. I love reefers. I don't mind dry vans. I'm good with the step decks and flatbeds, but it has to be responsible guys, because I'm not gonna work with somebody who is not really following the rules, who is not understanding responsibility of securing the loads. So this is all possible. But do we take them? Yes. So you can reach out to me. How many days a week does dispatcher work? How many days a week does dispatcher work? Let me see. We try to work Monday to Friday and we try to pre-book and make sure that everything is done for our weekend. It depends what kind of equipment you work in which area. If you dispatch company who does coast to coast and they have all the guys who go, let's say, from New Jersey all the way to California back to New Jersey, well, you don't have to find the loads every day, right? So if they all start on Monday, let's say, by the time they're going to get to California, it's going to be Friday. So on Friday, you need the load. And in this market, you're probably going to pre-book on Thursday, right? So then they go back. But if you work for the guy who wants to do the local runs or who wants to do the short run, sometimes you have to find two loads to combine, right? So how many days a week do we work? Well, we probably work 5 days a week. How many hours? It depends on your organization and the markets. It depends where you guys located and how your drivers run. Me personally, I do take 2-3 hours to dispatch. I do not sit from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. staring at the load board. So if something doesn't make sense, I find a different plan, even if it's something that we have to get out and get from the out of the comfort zone. But also, how many hours every dispatcher works depends on the relationship between dispatcher and the driver. If you have a picky owner operators, I am not gonna pick up this. I'm not gonna do this. This is too heavy for me. I don't go there. No, I just need $4 per mile. Otherwise, I'm gonna be sitting here drinking beer somewhere in Iowa. Well, then you will be working long and long hours. So we have to realize, guys, that we have a lot of nonsense going on both sides, dispatchers and drivers who ask for magical trucking. But a lot of times it's not even magical trucking, it's just nonsense, right? If the market is down and all USA is going between 245, let's say, for driving, and $3, don't sit there and tell me that you're not gonna move until I get you load for $5. I will get you load for $5, but I guess what, it's going to be 120 miles or maybe 200 miles. So if you're willing to do the local runs, then yes, I'll get you $5. I even gonna get you $7 per mile. I can even get you $15 per mile, because you know what, we have loads for 100 miles, right? Which gonna pay you $1,000 with a nonsense pickup and delivery of the transit. Pick up today, deliver tomorrow afternoon, right? Well, here's your $1,000. Is that worth it? I don't know. For some people, it's worth it. So it all depends on two sides, right? So guys, to answer that question, yes, we do work five days a week. Oh, you are great. Thank you. Я найкраща диспетчерша в Америці. Так, дякую. Пожартувала. Ні. I'm trying to be the best, but I just want to make sure that people understand that you need to improve all the time. The communication has to be there. You have to grow, and sometimes you have to say goodbye to some companies, to some drivers, how many trucks do I dispatch personally? I dispatch from 6 to 8 trucks a day. I don't dispatch more than that just because I do run other things, but we have our dispatch service. So I oversee them, and it's very easy to oversee them because they are trained by me. They already know how I work, and it's very easy to run that service because everybody's on the same page. But before we add anybody, they go through, we don't just take carriers, guys. Believe it or not, I don't need headaches. If we can make money with doing a great service, we don't have to dispatch 100 trucks to make money for us and for carriers. So we provide a service where everything is kind of overseen. And it takes a lot. It takes safety, compliance, management, business growing. So, and that's what you should get on that level. Okay. um okay, what else? Alex, what rate with mile would you say is decent for the market for this past week in a reefer and flatbeds? So here you go. That's what that's showing, right? So that's showing the national average right now for reefers at 290.93. We just finished our week with reefers, and if we put an average, we're about 305 for all miles, not just loaded, because this is a data for 293. It's only for loaded miles. So most of the guys, if you put all the miles together and you calculate, you probably around 260, 265. But it also depends on the market, Igor, right? And what did you start? Oh, actually, Igor is my previous student. So did you switch to flatbeds and step decks? Does it dispatch you well? Well, you should be right now still at 323.50 for flatbed step decks, because this is a construction time. A lot of construction going on. But again, it depends where you located. So I hopefully that you still on Midwest and you go kind of not further than Pittsburgh, right? You're not really going to Florida, and I know that you live in Florida, so that's gonna affect you as well, because Igor does live in Florida. So for him to get out from Florida all the time, it's very challenging. So every time he wants to go home, every time he wants to take a break, that load to Florida and out of Florida probably killing his weekly numbers, right? So it's all depends. What are you guys doing? Hi Alex, a new subscriber. We're learning a lot. Thank you. Yes, I did switch and I'm getting 333. Look at that. So that's actually right now average. We've seen that Ken before, but again, Ken is in Oregon. He's on West Coast. The fuel is more expensive there, and he has Conestoga. So he said that they are running around $4 per mile. So 333. You are on flatbed. So Igor, you should have called me. Are you afraid to call me? And tell me, how do you like to be on flatbed? Because you were on a reefer before, Igor. You know my number. You should call and tell me all of this, right? Come on. Someone has to call, but probably, I hope you're not driving. You're just watching, right? Because I don't want you to get distracted. Any other question, guys? Because we're gonna be finishing. It's been already an hour. And the question of the day: does a dispatcher work on weekends? Can be a different answer. It depends if you are independent dispatcher, company dispatcher, if it's your company. But do you need to give updates? Well, somebody has to give updates. Somebody has to monitor loading, unloading. Somebody has to make sure that everything is under the control. You don't want to wake up on Sunday and figure out that your drivers did not get loaded. What? That they did not get loaded today on Saturday, right? If you post the trucks right now, right? On Saturday, if you post them, do you find any loads now? Well, not really. Let's say I put San Francisco reefer. Well, 110 loads, but look at the age. They all were posted 30 hours before 27, so they were all posted yesterday. Did we even receive any phone calls? I don't think so. I don't know. What is a hot market? 13. Let's put Las Vegas. Do we have loads in Las Vegas, Nevada for reefers? Let's put flatbed. Is there any loads? Well, look at this. 3 loads today, and they were posted yesterday. And where are they going? They're going to Los Angeles. Light load, fast loading, and unloading. Let's see and put Conestoga. Let's put Portland, Oregon, and let's switch it to Conestoga, right? Conestoga specialty equipment. Wow, nothing around Portland. Let's copy and change it to Monday and see how many specialty loads are there for Conestoga. Here you go. So let's see that hat. If I go to Portland and I'm going to short loads, look at this tanker endorsement. Tanker endorsement is an endorsement on the CDL, right? So if you do have tanker endorsed guy, he can pick up, Klamath Falls, Oregon, not easy to drive there. So you have to make sure that are you going to be able to get the load out of there? So you probably have, that's why they are paying $1,400. So if you take $1,400 and you're going to divide by 283, there you're $4 a mile, right? So 1,400 divided by 283 is your 494 a mile. Look at that. And that's without negotiation, specialty equipment. Let me ask you this. You have a Conestoga. You're going to post a Conestoga and you want to get Conestoga load. But what if there is no Conestoga loads and you keep posting as a Conestoga? Well, what's going to happen? Well, we can do this. Instead of Conestoga, we can put flatbed, right? And look at this. Now we have 73 loads, right? And what are you gonna do as a dispatcher? Well, you're gonna start calling all these guys and you're gonna ask them, can this load go to Conestoga? And a lot of times, yes, flatbed load can go to Conestoga. So do you see? Do you see the logical thinking into this? Flatbed load can go to Conestoga, but can Conestoga load go on flatbed? No, not really. Can the dry load go on a reefer? Yes, it can. You just turn off the reefer as long as it can fit. It's not double stack and the weight, right? So we have to pay attention to challenges there. But can the reefer load become a dry load? No, it cannot, right? So that's why logic is there. That's why we are in logistics, right? Logic has to be there. Partials. If you book in the load for your flatbed and you have the 58 feet flatbed and they are telling you, well, it's going to only take 30 feet, and you jump and you start booking the little partial loads, and then your driver goes to pick up, and yes, it's 30 feet, but because of the weight distribution, they have to put it in the middle. Do you have that extra 18 feet? So what are you guys gonna do now with three partials that you found somewhere 200 miles away and you were so excited about it? Well, you jump ahead of the train, right? And the train kind of killed you. So weight distribution, positioning, knowing how they're going to secure it. It's important before you book the partial. And this is the biggest mistakes people do with the flatbeds, right? And stab decks, upper deck, lower deck, right? So now, well, this is not one of you. This is my friend Colin. I guess she's not in in dispatch. And a lot of times people think, oh my God, it's only the feet over. My driver can really strap and it can go on the upper deck. Really? And then he's gonna get stopped and he's gonna get violation and he's gonna get out of service, and you're gonna be killing what? And you're gonna be killing the safety of this company. So what do you do as a dispatcher? Well, you simply ruining the company's future, or you putting the driver in violation, because nowadays driver think, well, if I get stopped and I have overweight and I have all these tickets, it does not affect me. Well, guys, now every good company runs you a PSP, right? Pre-employment screening program, which is developed by FMCSA, which have been there for years. And every time you get stopped, your CDL is there. So if I'm hiring you, I'm not just checking MVR. I'm not just checking your speed and your DUI, so everything else. I'm also checking all the violations for the last 3 years. So every time you were stopped with an overweight, with a bad tire, with not braking, working brakes, or your lamps were not working on the trailers, well, now you cannot just blame your previous company. I know that you're not a responsible driver. So personally, me, I'm not going to hire you. Well, we have a lot of people who are going to hire you because they don't really know how to go through the process of hiring of the drivers. And they think, well, we have shortage of the drivers. I'd better have any driver. And I can tell you one more time, if you have a driver who is not qualified, if that driver shows that every time he was stopped, he had so many violations, you actually killing your own company with your own hands. Even if your truck is sitting with payments and you looking for the qualified driver, you'd better just pay those payments, because you're gonna spend way more money with safety goes up, insurance goes up. Those drivers will get into accidents. Those drivers will lose your cargo. Those drivers will have damages. So actually, if you don't pay attention to hiring of your drivers, you're going to lose lots and lots of thousands of dollars. That's why bigger companies, they do not hire driver within one day, right? And remember, guys, I started like you, oh my God, 8-9 years ago, right? How did we hire drivers when I did not know how important it is to do all this check? Because everybody was telling me in Chicagoland, it's okay, все так делают, и ты так делай, все будет окей, купишь еще MC. I'm gonna translate that in English. Don't worry about it. Just keep doing trucking. You can just buy another MC. And there I was, naive person who came to trucking because I did not had any knowledge in trucking. Wow, did I learn the hard way? I did learn the hard way. Did I understand the responsibility and liability and how much does it cost for every accident for insurance goes up? Well, I did learn on my own skin, on my own company. So that's why I'm teaching. That's why I am going and sharing this because guys, you have to be ready for this and you need to know when to say no, right? Okay. I see we have a lot of questions in Russian or Ukrainian. Guys, again, if you want to be dispatchers, English is a must. So start learning how to communicate in English, right? And all of us going to have accents and we're going to do mistakes. But I actually today I throw a few things in Ukrainian or Russian. I will not do that because if you want to be dispatcher, you will be learning how to communicate in English. And no, I do not teach classes in any other language. Wow, we have phone call. Is somebody really calling us? Hopefully. Hello.
Hello, Alex.
Yes?
Можно я задам вопрос на русском?
На русском. Мы только что это обсудили. She's gonna ask it in Russian. I guess I have to translate. Okay, what is your question?
Как вы справляетесь с хамством брокеров?
Okay. So the question is, how do I deal with rudeness of the brokers? And sorry, but I do have to answer it in English. Is that okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So how do I deal with it? Well, sometimes I just simply hang up on them or I would write the email to their management. So if I have the broker who hang up or he just was rude, I will find out who is a manager in that company and I will just reach out and actually make phone call or email them because in the end of the day it has to stop. But
Yes.
you're gonna start writing the bad brokers and the next time when they call you're gonna say, well, unfortunately you were rude to me, you've canceled in the loads numerous times, unfortunately we're not gonna be working with you. Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes it's gonna be tough, sometimes it's gonna be not that easy, but you need to start having the black book and the white book. So good people in this industry and the bad people in this industry, and we have them on all the levels, on dispatcher levels, management level, safety, drivers, brokers. So that's how it's gonna be. And what is your name?
Tatiana.
Tatiana. So nice, Tatiana. Thanks for calling. At least someone took the courage and called me. I really appreciate that.
Yes, me too. I appreciate your work because it's really, really, really inspiring to do the better work. And I really want the drivers to profit, like you said before. And if the strike will help trucking industry, let's make it.
Yeah, let's do it, Tatiana. And it all starts with each dispatcher, right? If I'm gonna say no to nonsense, if you're gonna say no to nonsense, then hopefully we're gonna change this. But when you say no, you have to learn why you say no, not just, oh no, I'm not gonna take this cheap freight. Well, you have to validate. Well, for me to run this lane, it's gonna cost me, let's say, $600. How are you willing to give me 450? I know the cost of fuel. I know how much it's cost for insurance. I know how much it's cost for our driver's salary, and you need to validate that. Also, you need to pay attention to transit and say, well, you want me to pick up this load, pick up today, deliver tomorrow night for 300 miles, let's say. Yeah, you paying me $1,000, but that's not enough because it's 2-day transit, right? So let's be realistic. The drive ends still have to make at least from 900 to 1,200 a day gross. Reefers should be between 1,000 to 1,500, and step decks flatbeds have to be between 1,200 to 2,000 a day in gross. So if you're not getting that number, then you need to change something. And that's how you talk to them. You just tell them and simply, are you working for free? Like, are you willing to work for free? And usually when you start asking them that question, they start kind of reconsidering. And sometimes we're gonna have rude people and he's gonna hang up on you. Well, anyway, if he hangs up on you, it's better than take a cheap loads and work for free, right?
Yes, but sometimes it's better that they can hang up on me, but they try to teach me to look better at the price they put on the DAT.
Well, and you can always say every truck is different. I know my driver. I know the cost for me to run this lane, because if you have a new equipment, if you're a newer company, your cost per mile is higher. So unfortunately, it's only you and you who can make that decision. And sometimes we do need to tell that to the brokers, and they have to understand, and they will hang up on you. But you know what? It's always another plan. It's always another stuff. So just start pre-booking, you know?
Yes, I try to learn.
Okay. And thanks for calling, Tatiana. So we're gonna say goodbye to you now, and we hopefully to see you soon in one of our classes or our lives. Thank you again.
I hope so. God bless you.
God bless you too. Bye. Well, we have the phone call. Dispatch, how are you? I hope it's a dispatch.
Hi, this is Mike. I'm a dispatch. I just saw your post. You have a, are you a carrier, ma'am?
I am a carrier. You saw my post. Are you calling on one of the posted trucks?
Yeah.
Okay, which truck?
From Oklahoma City, okay, to anywhere.
Oklahoma City. So you are calling on my posted reefer in Oklahoma City for today?
No. I saw like your origin, ma'am.
Okay, so yes, I do.
Where you are.
Okay, I do have a truck in Oklahoma City. Are you a dispatcher or you are a broker?
I'm a dispatcher, ma'am.
You are dispatcher, so you calling me to provide dispatch service?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the name of your dispatch company?
It is One Network Transport, ma'am. One Network Transport LLC.
Okay, so since you seen my truck in Oklahoma City, you have the loads which you can offer me at the moment. He's available right now.
No problem, I can do that. Can you help me with the driver's name, phone number, and everything? I can help you out.
Well, first, I cannot give you driver's name and everything because first I need to double check what are you doing. But can I put you on hold because TQL is calling me? Just stay there. Dispatch.
Yeah, I'm calling on your reefer posted out of Yakima, Washington. Is that available?
Yakima, Washington? Yes, it's available. What do you have, sir?
I have a pickup tonight in Richland, Washington, going to Reno, Nevada on Monday.
Reno, Nevada. Okay. Is that coming from the cold storage right there in Richland?
It says preferred freezer.
Oh, preferred freezer, yeah. And you guys have appointment what time?
The appointment is at 7 p.m. If you can have a driver there by 7 p.m. It's a truckload of frozen French fries.
Okay. And we are delivering in Reno, Nevada. What time on Monday?
Monday at 1 p.m.
Monday at 1 p.m. And it's going to be 0 or minus 10?
At 0.
At 0? Palletized?
Yep. It does not say, but it just says case counts. I don't see a pallet count on there, so on my end, I don't see pallets.
Well, probably case is gonna go on the pallets. And what is the total weight?
26,100 pounds.
Who is a receiver in Reno, Nevada?
It's U.S. Food Service.
And you do have appointment, right? Because they are very strict.
Yes.
Okay.
1 p.m. by appointment.
And how much are you paying?
Well, let's see. We're posted up at 1,500 on this one. What kind of rate would you need? 669 miles.
1,500 from Yakima going to Reno is minus 10?
Yeah, no, it's 0.
I mean, it doesn't matter. 0 minus 10. Well, unfortunately for me to do this and pick up today at 7 p.m., deliver to Reno, I have to be at 2150.
All right, let's see. Can you give me your MC number? Your Silk Road, right?
I'm sorry?
Silk Road is the name of your company?
Yeah, I'll give you MC right now. Yeah, so we are set up with you.
You said what?
We are set up with you. Guys, you are from TQL.
Yeah, so you said, is it 1190239?
No, it's 995-912.
995-912.
Hmm.
Coast to coast carriers?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. In Yakima.
And you told me that you offer in 1,500 when it's already posted on a DAT for 1,675.
Well, that's the thing is they're trying. So I don't see that, and apparently somebody did not update this. And it's funny because I just got a message saying it is posted for 1,675. So.
Or you just simply trying to find a desperate dispatcher on
No.
Saturday night.
No. They just assigned me to call out on this load, and I didn't have all the information, so I apologize for that.
Okay.
So I just asked them if they'll do it for 2,100. Okay.
Actually, it's
Yeah.
2,150.
All right. All right. Let's see.
And what is your name?
My name is Garrett.
Garrett. So are you work for like after hours for TQL or weekend stuff?
Yeah, so I'm like I'm Wednesday through Saturday, and I work 4/10s here. So I'm in Phoenix, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys had somebody who fell out of the load or something? Because
You said you fell out.
I mean, it's Saturday. It's already 5 o'clock. It's 3 p.m. in Yakima, so you have pickup at 7 p.m. Did you have a carrier? Did you have a carrier?
Did not have one on there. They're asking if you'll do it for $19.50.
No, unfortunately, I know the cost of my trucking, so $21.50 would be the lowest.
Okay.
Would you like to call me back? Because I have that's my direct line. Yes, because I have a second phone call. So call me back. I will be here for a few minutes. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
So guys, they already paying $1,675. When he called me, he thinks that I'm not gonna go and check on a debt, right? So what did I do? I found them. It's already posted $1,675. So right there, TQL is trying to keep that 175 because they are thinking, oh my God, you have your truck not loaded. You're just gonna jump and take this, right? What else did I do? I do the quick read search. So it seems like from Yakima to Reno, Nevada, approximately they are paying $1,694. Guys, it is Saturday. It is 0 degrees. We are going to Reno where it's not much going on with the reefers unless you run in West Coast. Right there, Reno, we have ice cream there. We have spinach, cucumbers, but now it's not the season. So no, I have to be at 2150. From 1500, they already got to 1950 within 30 seconds. Did I got that load? Well, I said, no, guys, I know the cost of my truck in 2150 would be my price. And that's how negotiations has to go, right? You never gonna agree to whatever they gonna tell you. And you gonna cut them on their BS, right? And we did. And he said, oh, I did not know. Of course you knew. You just were hoping that dispatcher is not gonna look right now, not gonna log in because it is Saturday, right? And then we have somebody who is trying to sell me dispatch service, right? Because he saw that I posted truck in Oklahoma. So for newbies, look at this. You go to that, you look at the posted trucks, and you start reaching out to carriers, right? Hello, sorry that I put you on a hold. So, sir, you a dispatch service, and at the moment, do you have any loads from Oklahoma? Because for me to commit to any relationship, I need to know, do you even have any loads right now in Oklahoma? Or you just trying to get the information for our company for the future dispatch?
Nancy, I have right now, if I see, I have one load. That's from not exactly from Oklahoma City. There is one from Oklahoma City to Houston, Texas.
Mm-hmm. Was
That
it?
would be 53 refer.
Oh yeah, and what?
53
Oh yeah, who is a broker? The England,
43
the England Logistics
Sorry?
from England Logistics. The pickup was at 10
Like,
o'clock. Yeah, for the pickup was at 10 o'clock, so that Lowe's does not exist anymore.
and then I have to check it for tomorrow. I found like there is one right now in front of me. Okay. What's the
So is this the way you find your carriers?
There
So,
is one more man.
Go ahead.
Sorry?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is one kind of way. This is one kind of way where we find our carriers.
So this is the way you find your carriers. So you look at the power that on posted equipment and you reach out to them and you provide the services for them, right? So how good how good are you guys? How long you've been in the business?
It's not like before this. I was working with one of my client. I was working with them. This business we have started from past 3 months now.
So you were working with somebody. How many trucks do you dispatch right now?
See, to be honest, right now we only have like 3.
Okay, what type of trucks are they? What kind of equipment are they driving?
One we have one that is a box truck, 26 feet. We have one power only. We have one reefer, 53.
Okay, so where's your reefer usually goes?
My carrier, he's from Dallas, Texas. Wherever he wanna go, we help
Is he
him
staying regional? Is he staying regional or he goes coast to coast?
It depends. He needs good money. He would be ready to go anywhere he wants. He gets. Basically, we help him out towards Arizona, Pennsylvania, North Carolina.
So what is his rate per mile for the last 2 weeks?
See, since last 2 weeks, as you know, the market isn't too bad. So he's not getting that kind of money, like $2.80, $3.
Okay, can you hold a second because TQL's calling me back about my truck. Hold on a second. Dispatch.
Hey, this is Garrett from TQL. How you doing?
Hi Garrett, how are you?
Good. Hey, I can get that 2150 if you want.
Well, unfortunately, I did book my load while we were taking time, so sorry because we had few phone calls. Thank you, Garrett.
Okay, no problem.
Bye. So, did I prove you my point? So, right now, look at this. It took them 1 minute to call me back and give me that 2150. So, is that possible to book your trucks? And here we have Mr. Colts, who is telling me in Russian that people called me in Russian and I did say that we are speaking in English. Well, Mr. Colt and Tatiana, who called, and she understood, that's why she answered in English, because most of our viewers are English speaking. We are dispatching trucks in USA. So please don't tell me that it was not cool to correct Tatiana. I was appreciative that she called, but because we do have viewers who are mostly English speaking and we are learning how to dispatch in USA, unfortunately, Mr. called and Tatiana, she did well communicated in English. We're gonna do that. So sorry, I'm not gonna apologize. I did ask her to speak in English and she did. And it was a great phone call. So if for somebody it's not good enough, guys, please find somebody YouTube channels. Again, we are learning how to dispatch, how to run trucking in USA. Okay. So, and Tatiana, thanks again for reaching out. And she is communicated every day in English. And yes, she asked me for asking question in Russian, but I corrected her not because I'm mean or direct or I wanted to hurt her feelings, because we have people who watching us from USA and other countries. So if somebody gonna sit here and say that with nonsense comments, Yeah, no problem. I can answer to no problem. But any other nonsense remarks, I'm not even gonna answer. We are here to learn. So let's listen to this guy, how he's reaching out to new carriers, because a lot of you are calling new carriers. So let's see how he's trying to get his carrier, right? Sorry, sir, that I had to disturb you. I had to make sure I answer to TQL. So you are dispatching 3 trucks, right? Power only and reefer. So your reefer, what was the average for this last week?
Ma'am, see, last week my driver only drive for 3 days. As the market was too low, he didn't go for work. He didn't drive.
Okay, but like general, like for the last month, what is his average rate per mile? And what are you guys generating? What do you usually do? Since he is in Texas, do you guys go far or you stay kind of on Midwest?
Midwest, ma'am.
Midwest, okay. So what is your average per mile? Do you calculate for him every week? Do you calculate for him every month? Do you guys
Every week, ma'am. Every week.
every week? So what was approximately? What are you guys were averaging for the last week?
Ma'am, may I ask you before I give out all this information? Like even I want to know to whom I'm speaking with. So may I know to whom I'm speaking with, ma'am? Dispatcher.
I am actually safety manager. So you talking to safety manager and dispatcher. So
Safety manager of dispatcher. Okay.
And dispatcher, yes. But again, if we're gonna communicate about this, I need to know your average per mile for the reefers. Right? You called me.
Ma'am, see, average. Yeah, I called you, ma'am. I'm right. So even if you are dispatcher, ma'am, why would I give you this information? I'm asking you that.
Well, you trying to get me as a carrier. So if I have a reefer trucks, if I have dry van, if I want to even give you a chance to dispatch my trucks, I need to know how good job you are doing. So what is your average right now for reefer for the last few weeks?
Just wait, ma'am. Let me just get the information.
So are you trying to just log into that and see what everybody's paying? Are you personally dispatcher or you are a person who calls?
Ma'am, see, we are dispatcher, ma'am.
But are you personally dispatching or you a salesperson who calls carriers? It's two different things.
No. I'm not a salesperson, ma'am. I do dispatch. I'm not a salesperson. I don't know sales.
Okay, so you do sales.
Salesperson, yeah, I'm a dispatcher. As I had no work today, and as it was Saturday, so I was just logged in and I was just checking.
Okay, so if you, sir, if you are dispatcher, then you understand we have to talk on our data. So if you dispatcher, what are you averaging with your reefer for the last 2 weeks? What is that? $2 per mile, $5 per mile, $3 per mile. What is it?
No, ma'am, it is $2.80, ma'am.
$2.80 for all loaded miles, empty miles, total miles, 280 per what?
Total miles, ma'am.
Total miles. Okay. And he's staying regional in Texas?
Right.
Okay. And how long you've been doing the dispatch?
It's been 3 months, ma'am, now.
3 months. Okay, sounds good. Do you want to send me all information about your dispatch company and all the contracts and what you promised so I can look into it and I will reach out back to you?
No problem, I can do that.
Okay, so then you can
have any information online?
You can send it everything to dispatchtoday@gmail.com. I will review it and I reach out back to you.
You don't have a company email, ma'am?
Sir, this is a company email, dispatchtoday@gmail.com. So can you send me your information?
No, ma'am, not Gmail. Like support at my company's email is support.
No, I don't have that. I don't have support at my company something. Why? What's wrong with a Gmail account? Most of the carriers have Gmail account. So can you email me that?
Yeah, Okay, first let me give you my email address. Send me your information.
Sir,
Let me
first you have to send me your information so I can look through this. So
Ma'am,
one more
sorry,
time, if
sorry,
you
ma'am.
would like
I
to,
can't
if
send you
you
my information first.
you don't want to send you information about your dispatch company?
No, ma'am, send me your
No, I
information
cannot.
first, who you
I'm
are.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't really know who you are, so I cannot share my tax ID, my MC, my notice of assignment with a person who I don't even know if exists. I'm sorry, but you should probably call somebody else. And that's what we guys
Thank you,
call
ma'am.
desperate calls, right? Desperate calls. You don't want to introduce yourself. You don't want to tell me what is your company. You want to get my information. That's how double brokering happening. That's how people start booking loads on UMCs. They start calling, getting the fuel on the load they book because they get you information. So this is like a scamming. You give him all the information. You don't even know who he is because he's refusing to tell you. Next day you wake up, already load was picked up for your company, 50% was taken for the fuel advance, and you don't even know that it happened. So please, small carriers, do not share your essential information. Do not send anybody your tax ID, your proof of MC, your certificate of insurance unless you did talk to this person, unless you schedule the Zoom or Google calling, unless you see them, right? So great phone call. We were waiting for the phone call and we got it here. And we have all of this going on. Oh my God. Thank you, Aliana Alimova, for sticking up to me because I don't deal with all of this. And if I was disrespectful in any way, which I don't think I was, well, I apologize for Tatiana. But again, Mrs. Alimova have been watching me and she knows what's going on. And thank you for understanding that. Unfortunately, this is not a entertaining channel, right? This is a channel for dispatch, and doesn't matter if our English is 100% correct or we have an accent, but yes, we will be responding in English. And if you remember, I did reply in Ukrainian, Russian, and I translated in English, and I continue in English. So if you want to sit here, Mr. Colts, whoever you are, and keep writing, I think you're wasting your time. You'd better learn how to run dispatch company or build a trucking company, and actually kind of how to move on with your own little issues. Guys, it was a pleasure. It was a great phone call. We just proved that if you stick to your tactics, you can get that load even on Saturday. If your truck would be sitting right now in Yakima, you can get that 2150 to go to Reno. But again, don't you have to pay attention what's going to go in Reno on Monday? So let's just check what would be in Reno on Monday if I would take that load, because TQL called us back, right? TQL called us back within what? Within 1 minute. They started with 1500. They kind of were lying to us that they are paying only 1500. It was already posted 1675. I asked for 2150. They asked if I can do it 1950. I said no. Why? Because I know the cost of trucking. Did he call me back? Yes, he wanted to book that load, right? Then we received a phone call, and let's see. So if you're gonna go to Reno right now, because it is Saturday, it's only 30 loads posted, right? So here it is. You need to see where you're gonna take him after that. Well, you can go back to look at this. You can go back to Oregon if you are West Coast carrier, or maybe you can get out to Midwest. So you have to see it's not that many loads. So probably even 2150 would not work to go to the Reno. I'm just trying to tell you that you cannot just jump today for this load when you need to worry about what are you going to do on Monday in Reno. And it's not much going on in Reno right now for reefers because it's not a spinach season, it's not a salad season, and it's not a cucumber season in Reno. Usually this is in April or May, and right now it's not the produce season there. Okay. I love your teaching. You are so detailed, and that's what I need to become a successful dispatcher. Thank you, Aliana. And yes, Мы вас любим, Alex. Okay, спасибо, Cold. We love you as well. So let's not ever get to this again. I guess it was a bad experience. No more answering the phone calls because I'm not going into all this language language and nationality wars. Now, guys, I'm proud to be Ukrainian. I'm proud to be American because I've been in this country. I am proud to be able to speak few languages. I welcome every nationality, every race in my classes. So no, for me it doesn't matter which language do you speak, where you came from, but because we are dispatching in USA, you do need to understand English, you need to communicate in English, you need to participate. And unfortunately, this is a must. If you're going to be just an accountant, well, you don't even have to probably speak English if you just work with the numbers. But if you are a safety manager, if you are a dispatcher, if you are running truck in USA, you have to start communicating in English. Every other language is going to be a big plus because you're going to have easy way to communicate with the drivers, right? If you have drivers who speak other language and you can communicate, it's going to be easier to make that relationship. But with the brokers, everybody else, you do need to communicate in English. Unfortunately, I love you. I'll see you guys soon since I am going to vacation. I will be out of country for the next 12 days. I will send you lots and lots of pictures on my Facebook, Instagram, and I will do live from Machu Picchu. Hopefully, it is going a good connection, and we'll see how is trucking managed in other countries, right? South America. So hopefully, I'm gonna be taking some cool videos, right? And the last question. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you, Alex. I learned so much. I'm saving up. Hopefully, take your October class. And again, on Labor Weekend, we're gonna have special for 3 days. Take an opportunity. If you need me to split the payments in two, reach out. I will invoice you. Does it make sense to land a job in Kiev to dispatch only smaller cars like sprinters? While job is a job, it's going to be challenging. With the sprinters, you're not going to be working with a that. You're not going to be working with a truck stop. You have to make sure that the people who are hiring you, they do have access to Selectus, the specialty load board, which is very expensive. Otherwise, it's going to be hard for you. But is it possible to build a relationship? Well, it's possible to be dispatching different equipment, but problems with the sprinters, box trucks, trade trucks, that we have overcapacity. We have too many people who decided to go in trucking because it's easier. You do not have a CDL driver, which is easier to find. The equipment costs less, so that's why we have so many people who went to work with the smaller equipment, cheaper. And CDL is the biggest difference, right? Because anybody can drive that equipment. You don't have to be a CDL driver. Plus, you don't have to be enrolled in a drug and alcohol program, which is also a big thing nowadays, right? Talking about passing those drug tests. Well, this is another issue. So is it possible? Well, you have to try it. Any experience is a good experience. Even if you work for company for a few weeks, your communication skills gonna improve. You're gonna see how fast it can go. You're gonna see how challenging it is to work with the dispatchers. You're gonna learn that roads. You're gonna, especially if you're outside of the country, if anybody is willing to hire you, I would jump on it. Even if sometimes you're not gonna make that money, every experience, it's gonna land you the better job in future. And that's how I look at life, right? Okay. Have a great vacation and enjoy. I deserve it. We all deserve vacation. That's why, guys, we are learning how to make money, how to succeed in trucking, and how to become that sassy dispatchers, right? I love you guys and see you soon.